Welcome back to Today we will learn about the explosive investigation that's about to shake Salem to its very core as Brady Black embarks on a truth-seeking mission that could unravel one of the most carefully constructed deceptions in recent memory. The fateful encounter that started everything. The tension reached a boiling point during what should have been an innocent conversation between Brady and Sophia at Salem's bustling local bar. In a moment that would prove to be her downfall, Sophia made a critical error that sent alarm bells ringing through Brady's analytical mind. As they discussed her newborn child, Sophia unconsciously referred to the baby using masculine pronouns, casually mentioning he instead of the carefully rehearsed she that had become part of her elaborate charade. The slip happened so naturally that, for a split second, Sophia didn't even realize her monumental mistake. But Brady's sharp instincts immediately picked up on the inconsistency, his protective father instincts kicking into high gear as he processed what he had just heard. Sophia, realizing her error almost immediately, attempted a desperate recovery by quickly pivoting the conversation toward Tate Black, trying to make it seem as though she had been discussing Brady's son rather than her own mysterious infant. Her recovery was remarkably smooth and well executed, demonstrating the kind of quick thinking that had kept her deception alive for months. Under normal circumstances, this clever misdirection might have been enough to throw Brady off the scent entirely, allowing her to continue living the carefully constructed lie that had become her daily reality. Sarah's revealing reactions fuel Brady's suspicions. However, Sophia's near-perfect save was ultimately undermined by an unexpected source. Sarah Horton Kiriakis, whose genuine medical knowledge and authentic reactions had created a pattern of behavior that Brady couldn't ignore. Brady's mind immediately flashed back to a previous encounter where Sarah had displayed obvious surprise upon learning that Sophia's baby was supposedly a girl, her reaction seeming far too dramatic for someone simply receiving routine birth information. The more Brady reflected on Sarah's responses during their various conversations about Sophia's pregnancy and delivery, the more convinced he became that something significant was being hidden from him. Sarah's body language, her hesitant responses, and her obvious discomfort whenever the topic of Sophia's baby arose all pointed to a woman struggling with knowledge she wasn't permitted to share. When Brady directly confronted Sarah about his growing suspicions, her defensive response only served to intensify his concerns. Rather than providing reassurance or clearing up his doubts, Sarah immediately retreated behind professional medical confidentiality rules, reminding Brady that she was legally prohibited from sharing any patient information without proper consent. This response, while technically correct and professionally appropriate, had the unintended effect of confirming Brady's worst fears that there was indeed something substantial to hide. Turning to professional investigation. Frustrated by the wall of silence surrounding Sophia's situation and unable to extract any meaningful information through conventional means, Brady made the strategic decision to seek professional help from someone with the skills and resources necessary to uncover the truth. His choice fell naturally on Steve Johnson, the experienced private investigator whose reputation for solving Salem's most complex mysteries had made him the go-to person for situations requiring discretion and thoroughness. Steve's extensive experience with black patch investigations, combined with his deep understanding of Salem's interconnected relationships and hidden secrets, made him the perfect choice for this delicate investigation. Brady knew that if anyone could navigate the complex web of lies and half-truths surrounding Sophia's baby, it would be Steve, whose investigative instincts had been honed through years of uncovering carefully buried secrets. The decision to involve Steve represented a significant escalation in Brady's pursuit of the truth, transforming what had begun as personal suspicions into a full-scale professional investigation with all the resources and expertise that Black Patch could provide. The investigation begins to yield results. As Steve Johnson applies his considerable investigative skills to unraveling the mystery surrounding Sophia's baby, disturbing patterns begin to emerge that paint a picture far more complex and troubling than anyone had initially imagined. The seasoned detective's methodical approach to gathering information starts revealing inconsistencies in official records, discrepancies in witness statements, and a web of deception that extends far beyond simple misunderstandings about the baby's gender. Steve's investigation uncovers evidence suggesting that the entire narrative surrounding Sophia's delivery and the subsequent adoption arrangements may have been fabricated from the very beginning. The supposedly legitimate adoption process, the mysterious foster parents who have been keeping Tate away from his child, and even the basic details about the baby's placement all begin to crumble under professional scrutiny. The most shocking revelation comes when Steve's research into the adoption paperwork reveals that the prospective parents listed in the official documents appear to be completely fictitious. Their identities created solely to support the illusion of a legitimate placement. This discovery transforms the investigation from a simple case of mistaken gender identification into something far more serious, a systematic deception involving forged documents and fabricated identities. The real truth behind the deception. What viewers already know, but the characters are only beginning to discover, is that Sophia's deception runs much deeper than anyone suspects. The truth is that she gave birth to a healthy baby boy, not the daughter she has been claiming, and rather than placing the child with loving adoptive parents as she has repeatedly stated, she made the desperate decision to abandon the infant at a safe haven location. The elaborate story about Chicago-based foster parents who are supposedly caring for the baby while keeping Tate away from his child is nothing more than a carefully constructed fiction designed to explain the baby's absence while maintaining the illusion that proper care is being provided. This deception has allowed Sophia to avoid the emotional complexity of direct adoption proceedings while simultaneously preventing Tate from exercising his parental rights or even meeting his own son. The mastermind behind this complex web of lies is Melinda Trask, whose legal expertise and connections have made it possible to create convincing documentation and maintain the illusion of legitimacy. Melinda's involvement adds a layer of professional credibility to the deception that has helped it withstand casual scrutiny, but Steve's thorough investigation is beginning to expose the fundamental flaws in their carefully constructed narrative. The plan begins to unravel. As Steve's investigation progresses and more evidence comes to light, Melinda Trask finds herself in an increasingly precarious position, desperately trying to maintain control over a situation that is rapidly spiraling beyond her ability to manage. The carefully orchestrated plan that once seemed so foolproof is now showing signs of critical structural weaknesses that threaten to bring down the entire elaborate deception. The pressure is mounting from multiple directions as Brady's determination to uncover the truth intensifies. Sarah's discomfort with her role in maintaining the lies becomes more apparent, and Steve's professional investigation begins uncovering evidence that could expose the entire conspiracy. Each new piece of evidence that Steve uncovers makes it more difficult for Melinda to maintain the illusion of legitimacy that has protected her plan thus far. While the complete truth about baby Tesoro may not be fully revealed in the immediate episodes ahead, Brady's investigation is definitely going to uncover enough disturbing information to fundamentally change his understanding of the situation and potentially expose the criminal nature of what has been perpetrated against his son and grandson. The stage is now set for a dramatic confrontation that could have far-reaching consequences for everyone involved in this elaborate deception, and Salem is about to witness one of the most shocking revelations in recent memory as the truth finally begins to surface. Drama and secrets in Salem. What awaits during the week of August 25th to 29th? The world of Days of Our Lives has always thrived on drama, mystery, and unexpected turns. For decades, fans have followed the tangled lives of the residents of Salem, where nothing is ever simple, every friendship hides a secret, and love is rarely without complications. During the week of August 25th to August 29th, loyal viewers will once again see just how dangerous secrets can be and how easily trust can be broken. This week, several storylines unfold at once, and while each seems separate, together they weave the fabric of Salem's ongoing drama. At the center of these developments are E.J. DiMera, Kat, Abe Carver, Paulina Price, Gabby Hernandez, Philip Kiriakis, Belle Black, Jada Hunter, Alex Kiriakis, and Stephanie Johnson. Each character faces choices that will affect not just their own lives, but the lives of many around them. E.J. DiMera's risky decision. Should he trust Kat? E.J. DiMera, a man who has lived long enough to know that trust often leads to betrayal, finds himself in a difficult position. A new face, Kat, comes forward seeking employment. On the surface, she presents herself as eager and determined to prove her worth, and EJ, with his keen business sense, recognizes potential in her. But what EJ does not realize, or perhaps what he chooses to ignore, is that Kat is not entirely what she seems. Spoilers reveal that Kat is on a secret mission, quietly conducting her own investigation beneath the cover of her new job. Her charm, her persuasive way of speaking, and her ability to make herself seem indispensable all convince EJ to give her a chance. Hiring her might look like a smart business move, but in Salem, every decision carries unseen consequences. For EJ, the question is not just whether Kat can do the job, but whether allowing her into his world will open doors to danger, betrayal, and perhaps the unraveling of his carefully maintained empire. Abe Carver's new path and Paulina's concern. Meanwhile, another respected figure of Salem, Abe Carver, is quietly rebuilding his life. After facing many personal struggles, Abe decides that he needs something new to give him purpose and strength. Spoilers reveal that he will find another job, one that will bring a fresh sense of direction. Of course, Abe is not alone in this journey. He shares his life with Paulina Price, a woman of great strength and ambition herself. When Abe updates Paulina about his new employment, the moment is sure to be filled with warmth, reassurance, and perhaps even a spark of renewed hope for their relationship. For older viewers who have followed Abe's long history, this is a touching reminder that even after loss, confusion, and setbacks, new beginnings are always possible. Gabby Hernandez walks a dangerous line. On the other side of Salem, Gabby Hernandez is once again proving that she is never afraid to mix business with pleasure. Gabby takes on undercover work, slipping into the shadows to gather information and play a dangerous game of deception. Yet she does not stop there. She mixes the intensity of her secret mission with moments of personal indulgence, namely her intimate encounters with Philip Kiriakis. For Gabby, this balance between risk and reward is nothing new. She has always been willing to push boundaries, and her connection with Philip adds an extra layer of intrigue. But the question remains, is Gabby in control of the situation, or will her undercover game spiral beyond her grasp? Philip Kiriakis, a man divided. Philip Kiriakis, too, faces his own crossroads. While he enjoys his fiery connection with Gabby, spoilers suggest he also makes time to reconnect with Belle Black. Their relationship, rooted in history and complicated emotions, takes on a lighter note when they decide to share a carefree moment together. In a playful twist, Philip and Belle are seen skipping school together, a symbolic return to youthful freedom and rebellion, even if only for a short while. This sense of escape might be refreshing for both of them, but underneath the laughter, there lies the question of what Philip truly wants. Is he serious about Belle, or is she just a comforting distraction from his more complicated entanglements with Gabby? A startling encounter for Jada and Alex. Finally, fans can expect some humor, shock, and awkwardness when Jada Hunter and Alex Kiriakis find themselves in an unusual situation. Spoilers suggest that Jada will walk in on Alex at a very inconvenient moment, one where Alex may not be entirely dressed. Jada's reaction, naturally, will be one of surprise and perhaps a little embarrassment, but it sets the stage for a meeting that will leave both parties confused. What begins as an awkward misunderstanding may lead to bigger questions about Alex's tangled relationships, particularly if Jada was originally looking for Stephanie Johnson, Abigail Klein. Salem has always thrived on misunderstandings turning into major plot twists, and this moment between Jada and Alex could very well be the spark that ignites more drama down the road. What this means for Salem. The week of August 25th to 29th promises to bring excitement, romance, tension, and a reminder that in Salem, no one's life is ever free from complications.